Samu akwa bia Amanyosem dwumade na guso wo hwe fan adui e atentam yesi nkonya ne agye mpanyimfo adwenkyere e de afan wone asemedap no so aye bisa ne se Ghana emabunu yenso ya kyerɛ sɛ ampa ye wakane honhon ne nimdi asene ye de hye yensa ye betumi aye amana yiye emabunu ben ne de dibra hye omo so matumi aye betumi agina so aka sɛ ampa ye di sa amabunu ho adanse Omaye as a ministers, Omaye as a government appointees, Omaye as a CEOs in government institutions, Omatimi are performing entity akase ampa as compared to the enkokrafone mmerewafo asebi omonidi omaye nim se de enyi kese tuano. Ofa omampeni cabinet averagely no between 60 to 70 years no is over 70% of them. If it's for the entire government ministers na do no ayen kwakrafon and mabunu na your opportunity no is either the deputy ministers and answer agency bi na kwakwe help opportunity. Have you shown enough commitment say ampa indeed we are ready and we can accept the mantle of ruling yes you to me lead o man ye raketi amon say what true challenge am say the man aye ntumi nye sa na so hu na send message in fabre WhatsApp number no at the screen so na mekensa ne kenkan emfama ne penyimfa no medwuman yewra citizen ato dazi eye chochofo penyinima Great Consolidated Popular Party GCPP amanyuku ene o fidie mu asanso ne hwenim se yenua Godwin Mahama ono so eye kasamafo na so ye National Communication Team member Edmund Opposition National Democratic Congress wa bekansa na ni so ya twetwe nkomo ato akaba
yeah
apo me de
mnadom no waso
ajana dom kromuti sen
Them question my catch that Jede Bibisam. The promote then the Jede Bibisam because see every you be can send between there sebe sanitary pad most of our young people are not able to buy it because no boyism sanitary pad has become so expensive that if most young women are not able to buy it. Sanitary pad. Yes. So now people are resorting to cheaper ones, which also has an adverse effect on them. And if you remember, during former President Mahama at the time, he wanted to introduce such a policy about giving young girls sanitary pads in schools. It became a laughing stock. But most of our young ladies are not able to go to school because of these things. Until you can imagine in a place obi wo twansu ansa na wa school. Besiaba we gunensa. Oko twansu ne pad for obede na wasesa na de onye binto. Because it's become expensive now. Into all queeness are not for.
Ana echese ukowura yes so emaya dodo no aso omonyem because of pad ya.
Exactly.
Because also do hu kwatia.
Okobisa.
Fat remember bisusu.
Sometimes I mean it's a bit some na chromut sedana. Sometimes I think the basic things are yimpa being able to survive. It's becoming a challenge, an issue. And we need to understand that it's gone beyond we saying it is Russia-Ukraine war, it is COVID. Because I keep saying there, we haven't shown that when there is Russia-Ukraine war now, we are developing a taste for something else. Sabe, menya imwenza, ebro nyu amotu mezi.
Yeah, chance kono betwa na so nya o man peni say bomb be beto Ukraine.
So why don't we take advantage? You see, whenever there's a problem, I mean, problems come, people make money out of it. But Ghana, the problem now happen. We are rather incurring more debt because there are problems. If there's Russia-Ukraine war, there's COVID, we can import. This is the time we can do our domestication agenda as a country. The structure of our economy now, this is the time we could have dealt with it. But unfortunately, we are still sitting there.
Okay. But me, first messages about why say trying to see God will join 16 messages. We say good evening, original TV. KT Amon should respect himself as an aged person. What he's doing doesn't speak well of him. Osman Ibrahim Brahma Bolgatanga and odi efri ade aba. We say honto the bane of this country. Ghana is our finance minister. The finance administration of the country is far beyond his ability. He should be made to resign. Onim who Kwame Nyameche and the way aba. Massa, see how poor rose in hometown, but still we have MP whom we voted for. What a crazy. Our leaders leave us to poor roads in Sunyani West, Odumase. We say good evening, Honto. This MPP party have really made Ghana suffer up to date. They only think of their pocket and family. See what they did to Kwame Nkrumah, and they are still doing the same thing to Mahama. But let me tell them, God will punish their entire generation. From Ben Pukwase and the Adiaba. I don't even understand why some of Ghanaians following this MPP party, they're always liars, mostly about our state of the economy. As for Mr. K.T. Hammond, the least said about him, the least said about him, the better, I would say, is that he doesn't even respect the youth. Such people called honorable my foot. I will say, you that know everything, and the dollar to the city is how much. Useless man. We say by name is Rashid. Because of Akufo-Addo, people are dying every time. It's not the booing that will be same thing. They will see what is worse than that. We say the youth will rise one day and chase the old man's, and they will see a full success. Good evening, Sammy. But seriously, this man is not a serious man. He's not serious. This kind of leaders, they are not good for the system. We need to clear all of them from our way. We say, hi, Mr. Hunter. Please, I have problem linking my Ghana card to my SIM card several times. Prove future. Please, ask him if problem with the card and have to do a new one or renewing it. Then what about using it for other documentation previously? Had it 2020. I think the minister should extend the time to somewhere next year. This is very technical. So ultimately link here, go to your service provider, go to MTN office. No, they can tell you why I ultimately link. It be our momo data more no. It's not the same thing also. So you can go there, or you go to Ghana, Ghana National Education Authority for, then they can assist you. We David and a different Uganda. We say, in fact, to borrow Dr. Baumien's own words, you can do all the propaganda on the national debt, but going to IMF will expose you. This MPP government only came to steal and kill Ghanaians. The economic situation is so hopeless that nothing seems to be working for the country. From Amanura, Peter Sunyani, New Doma, and Odue Freeby. With all due respect, I think Honorable K.T. Hammond is exposing his uselessness as an elderly person. Does he want to tell us that all young people are blockheads, or say, I believe he is telling us that he, K.T. Hammond, was a blockheaded person when he was a young. When he was a young, I say it's unfortunate such a shameless element is representing people in parliament. From Amanura, Peter Sunyani, New Doma, and Ode Efreba. Bro, these people are the same Akufo-Addo used in opposition to demonstrate against Mahama, the former president. Teachers, nursing, trainee, law students, and other institutions which are mostly youthful in the country. You can't bring home lion and thinking it will react as cats. I don't see anything insult with what K.T. Hammond said. For me, he's such a joke. Why? I say what could be. People who benefit from bad governance and policies see nothing wrong with the government. Same as K.T. Hammond. His head is like, okay. Godwin. Apo me there.
What na do me or the main quan achame.
Launch campaign.
No, me any Monday, na me aduma. I may aduma me no Monday. Intino NDC.
So now it's official.
I'm not official yet. Some launching Monday, at least by.
But so TSC is official. You know, say you're going for.
Oh, so my mama jump the gun. My mama jump the gun. NDC for more greater crowd in a me. When I may aduma by Friday. At least a flyer will come indicating the time and everything.
And see Monday, say bibia mesakre mu awo kofo.
Oh, say bibia mesakre mu dia. Ene dia me call.
And say what's what you post awo kofo.
Say bibia mesakre mu dia me call because
and say bibia mesakre mu no say and what's what you post awo kofo greater crowd.
And I say yeah.
That's what I want to say.
Regional timetable no chere say Thursday. And more officially open nomination for picking of forms for regional elections. Okay. Just a week.
Okay.
Until may official declaration.
Now, mo constituency election we na mo open nomination for region.
Timetable na ko yen say per the constitution by the end of this year. See etimi wie all the internal elections. In the timetable na ba out na kire say. And I think may agree with the timetable no. Kanena na nko bi betimi akọ constituency election ewie olusu ya na wakofa forms for region.
Yeah.
Obi besu betimi akọ region olusu ya na wakofa forms for national. But this time the one my no ulusu constituency na we lusu untimi nko region because enne ne echena na constituency filing. No my vetting Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay. Now
region afa forms Thursday.
Okay.
I submitted 14th and 15th.
Next month?
No, the following week.
Okay.
Into my mama in just 1 week for forms endorsement. So the following week. Yeah, submitted we are. The following 2 days, a vetting. Into a constituency election, October 23rd, 24th. Into before, you be real constituency election. Now, preliminary procedures for regional election, which is forms filing and vetting year into lusu want me climbing cast of forms the same way before you regional election now preliminary process for national so no into lusu and so want me there cause national so sana timetable na ga
okay
until next week nyakopo ya adoma on Monday NDC ni be o Greater Accra and to make official declaration to officially declare my intent to contest for regional communication officer substantive.
And then I show on crime so amount contest for that.
My main is so simple, but my declaration the following week after vetting, I will issue a press release. Now my indicating me 8 or 10 point agenda. I'm a person may achieve.
I don't need the overcast. What they do so
but the assembly say, Sammy. Okoye party constitution mu I think article 19 and at 22 indicating responsibilities of every portfolio be a NDC mu. To share communication a chere ejuma as a communication officer oye den oye. Nti me de maso ato ho me de mani ehu for the past 8 years and that's 6 years ni but 8 years are executives bedi abenwane so for region. Mr. said the regional communication of Greater Accra. Yes, why not familiar, but there is more room for improvement.
Okay.
Because me NTSS a whole regional communication officer. Ebeka me say as a regional officer, you need not to communicate on radio and TV. No. Then how do you disseminate party information to the people? Asemba, uye the arrowhead into utu and among radio and TV. Let me use Sami Jemfi as an example. My boss, fantastic gentleman. Issue bane muye din sedenya. Utie Sami Jemfi on TV and radio. Etimi mao the party direction on an issue on how on person you can wase. This is Sami Jemfi catcher men who say, and there's no need for him to go on TV and radio as a national communication officer. Will you understand him? Because only administrator, Oko region and a national party are employed administrators, permanent workers. Into where you man yes I be administrator and there is a reason why I employ an administrator. Into where you man say over communicate, make good use of traditional media.
And you want to fill that gap?
That gap needs to be filled because 2024 election, we will not leave any stone unturned. Into ye use traditional media, radio, TV, no. Nyame adom modern media and so aba, which is social media, i.e. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Nini na wo hono. Nti so make good use of it. Nti say greater Accra mpo yemfa say ye national share the same region. Nti ye obi say national agi adwuma ya. Social media ni eno so obi abedi aye.
Okay. I don't know if you get it. I get your point.
And also,
I get your point.
There are so many avenues we can communicate. And the last point is strategic communication. You do say you go to the doorsteps of the people. Now you know one coding common. And no matter strategic. Inti me mbetena hanom opinion up my opponent ni the sword that I have for Greater Accra. Because the seat now you're increasing in 2020 no, out of the 34 no, the next election I see it go beyond 26 heading towards 36 in Accra.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but main message now for you from Kumasi. You near DJ Opedimo say from Kumasi Swami. Say people thought the free SHS cannot be possible, but it has seen the light of the day as all other projects. So Ghanaians should put their confidence in the MPP government. Greetings to Chairman Odenehu Kwekuapia, Vice President Dr. Muhammad Bawumia, Yenuandode Abane. Now, Yenshe Komana say, question Yebusani say, Ghana Mabunu, do we have what it takes to lead this country? Now, before I set the ball rolling, Yenti Ra, Katie Hammond, how I describe it, Ghanaian youth, when it comes to leadership, the ability, the expertise for us to lead, so we see describe Ghanaians, Katie Hammond, Pacho Intian.
President, so yeah, Brasia Kakra. Yeah, figurehead, no, Penia, Obi can this year, I can know say executive presidency. Or mining a penny or that, no. And now, or buy one can be and your political platforms to crumple or buy it. And now, say, oh, this is idea, depending on our reaction will be about, oh, I would have, I'm not here, no, Mabuna, why, no, Mona, Debbie, I ever catch it, Munya would say. And Penfonio, my more, Debbie, America. Asambani yesi ye kwa kapa yesi ye kwa kuhu abrewa yakase ye kuhu mono na muguwa muti aye yesi gubeda muguwa no nyamu yesi ye kuhu mu yesi ye kwa kuhu abrewa no eye openi ya wanyina ya bibi woni trim ye kwa kuhu no musu mpenfo wa kuro nyina na mu de policies nti now president maninya political importance bi aye ya anya political rally anya hwe na anya munya botre munhia na mo ye monoma na mumye mumpenifo na anya say policy nzi na so na ade do bi atam democracy na ba so obi ebie na o tempenifo so ye anya possible say be jai man kwara no monko amai mo hunu ye na ma wa mo ntiase mo ya ma gige jama badwe na mo ne na mkro mu ase ni ade
entia mo amagire jina mabodwe amode na mkro mu ano. Yes, munum ye, you can lead. And to about your son, we sure say, so uti racket yam no about your say, maybe you also conquer at one day. Anyway, on a serious note, you see a racket yam on statement and as a comment as a case study. Is it telling the truth? Say Ghanaian youth, indeed. We are good enough and as ready, we have shown enough commitment to say indeed, say the baton to share and start to lead this country we can, or we are just making noise.
Godwin, and I wish him well in his course. Na minchia minia Eric Susu. He's at Potiano, English constituency. In fact, he's going for vice chairman for the NDC.
Okay, constituency.
Constituency.
Okay.
I wish him well. Eric, so he's a very fine gentleman. I wish him well. Until what some might be saying me, much maybe. First of all, I need to put it on record there. It seems MPP communication need to check this. The people from their quarters seem to have issues with young people. What can say, you know, or trade them. Meanwhile, I mean, you've done a lot of youthful programs, so I don't know why some of them communicate like this. Onche Biano yesterday, I know my former Small Boys Association of Ghana. Onche Bia.
Small Boys Association.
Your friend, special prosecutor or your small boy.
Yeah.
Into my mamma Dumato Small Boys Association of Ghana. Onche Bia. Then such a person like you make such a sweeping comment. I mean, he might be joking. I mean, if you look at his posture, he might be joking. But you see, such an issue by addressing, you don't talk like this. Some fan style or the kasaya, make a one paying for was subenti. No one member boon sees I am. Because in baby, you see away, what's ye yet? Introduce you see away, may you see away. I want pay for was subantan 10 years old. On the one man say, Maria. Unto yet to Kroma. I think on your show, I've said it several times, that you ain't Ghana from paying for no one boy, bro. Na yet me. Because what time on Oko school? On time, on Ketia on time or Oko school. In a senior high school, then, and I even invested, they were so comfortable.
There's so much to demonstration class on Maria Coquacha. Don't know me.
Exactly.
Home free.
And now they look at our faces, looking at the things going on, and they want us to feel that everything is all right. Sometimes I don't understand. And you see, you're paying for me what it's here. Oh, what's the chance in Guado? What's the Kubie? Every day, why can't you know the Kubie several times? Why can't I count? Mammy, you know, to the Kubie, my friend. Maybe I'm crowd to me, I'm meeting a chance in Guado. The chance in Guado flight or today, no internet.
But I'm sorry for the baby, so Omoma, I dear for Mohone, said they do my son. Young come out, Tim, you know, the back can't say. It's wow, it's so. Here, Bibina say, Kibia, what's the end of the problem? May Uncle be a mean, no, you be also stupid. Stupid. Near wine, stupid. It is a Muslim na out of maybe having a discussion, I'm paying for a stupid or a problem. They should stop teaching us what we are learning. If they think they are having a problem with how we are now, then they are teaching us. Or cardboard, you say once them. I mean, haircuts, one or the other. Some of the haircuts we are seeing now and the shaving, all those things, on Yende style, go and check the records. For me, whatever he's saying, I don't know where he's getting it from. Then baby and Yabo tell them those things. I don't know where he's getting. When he went to Parliament, how old was he? As whether young people are ready or not. I mean, Abakwasam Betrayan there. Most of the people, even the freedom fighters of Ghana, at the time that they were fighting for the independence of Ghana, who did they do it with? Kwame Nkrumah Bay, Obato Workers Brigade. Who were they? The young pioneers. Who were they? No one could to the KTM Monana. And what was their contribution to the development of this country? It is the Workers Brigade, where the young people who were doing agric, one of what they were nyanyama with our industry for production. So to solve the youth or unemployment situation in the country, the Workers Brigade na work do fu na wunya na what the supply industry, mobile industry to they will be able to survive. They get raw materials to survive, to create jobs for the people.
until the Modia Maya Napkoya, we are not building any nation. What's a nation builders corps? But they are not building any nation. Because we don't want for the watch of fertilizer. Fertilizer is supposed to donkeys to share Burkina. So how do they build a nation with this? How? Nation builders corps, most of these are move on from that to Obatampa or what Ghana Cares program, and they are going to be entrepreneurs. You start. Obi akwacha fertilizer, my donkey asuya fertilizer Burkina no. How did the person become an entrepreneur? What skill did the person have? What business skill has the person acquired? One of my most kwacha as you crass no. Eba entrepreneur skill no acquire and I see we establish schools. So I don't know what is informing their thinking. But out of all these struggles that young people are facing, young people want power back. Unto check all the innovation in this country. That should hear from who? Fintech. When you talk about fintech in the financial sector now, fintech is one of the biggest things. Ask yourself who led it. When it comes to software development, all the things that we are talking technology, who are the people who lead it? Who are the drivers? I sabi o sabi painful when you must sabi. It's a month with you and other one. I mean, they should not belittle the power of we the young people. We don't say that we don't need guidance. Yes, we might not have experience. But you see, we have seen also the incompetence of experienced people. Okay. So any example on Shana Ben or to
okay.
So any example of somebody we thought was very experienced and we have high expectations of that person. There, incarnate service to this nation will be superb. I'm sure what we are encountering now. Somebody who said we will protect the public purse. Somebody who said, "Well, Bonnie Bravery, in some way, your gun is going to be." Somebody who said, "They say, pesicate down, you're not Benuma." A Greek minister catch in a day. Oh, who the donkey will share fertilizer or Burkina, but when two are donkey and Casa.
I'm still wondering, say, the minister to make his a Casa way.
Oh, one ton of one car. Say, I can't come on me, you know.
The donkeys to fertilizer Burkina first.
So for me, I experience, yes, experience sometimes teaches a whole lot of things. But when you talk about experience, what kind of experience? Then we would all agree with Mahama that being the president that you can't talk. Na Ghana also into me, he made the president, he made the president 4 years, any experience into the next 4 years.
FOBC Rakiti Amon and Casanyan Fasto. We say, why a member of parliament for maybe 4 consecutive times or 3 consecutive times? The track record, what is so unique about him? Innovation being and or no initiative being or no initiative as a Ghanaian at his age.
I wish he was here. We can ask him and we can interrogate it.
If you can't pinpoint it, means it doesn't exist.
There, he's done some superfluous stuff that he won't be done. Maybe in parliament, maybe he has supported with the outcome of a policy or something. Maybe.
But also, can we also link her to a few years ago comment the president made about say they have not shown enough leadership when it comes to leadership in this country. Is that they are not up there yet. Over Ghana, the larger population, they are the largest population. But this, how come the government also? This is the government who sometimes crophobia or government, including the president, making comments. I just say even the man is not up to the task. Elements in the government, key elements of this government also saying, say, even the Mabunu, we don't have what it takes to lead this country. It means we are not going nowhere.
No, I think they've forgotten the definition of youth. You see, I am Miko Baby and Gofu the youth are the future leaders. Say, the youth are future leaders of Ghana, not just Ghana young baby. Because on our own, we have defined youth per our national youth policy. We have defined youth as people between the ages of 15 and 35 years. So be away the 35 or your future leader. So now you are somebody. Omanpeyi Kufuor got into government at the age of say 26 or 29 years. He became a minister, Omanpeyi Kufuor, former president. So what are we talking about? Per the laws of this country, Sabi say you can't you can't attain get in certain positions except being the president.
We need to be 40 and above.
Except that. So for me, I think that we need to rethink and re-situate the discussion. Sabi, you free day. They say, let me call on. I'm saying Omanpeyi Kufuor. I think he was called into the bar at the age of 22. If my memory serves me right. So from 22 to 30 years, 8 years, is it experience or not? He's still a youth. Is it experience or not? So I think I'm not too sure from what angle he was talking from. Because I mean, for me, if I look back, I always say that one of the things that I have always taught young people there, I mean, once you're in school, start having maybe internships and all those things to get yourself some form of experience. It will be most people finish university, they are 20, 21 years. Why are you need internships? Or we is working in the national service. When you 3, 4 years, 5 years. Such a person, next the person can lead because of what? If the person can lead, it is a failure on his part. It is a failure on the part of a parliamentarian, national parliament, where you can't develop a policy that your young people you say they are between the ages of 15 and 35. How they fund even from 25 to 35, 10 solid years. And you think that they can lead, then it's a failure on your part. What systems have you put in place to ensure that young people garner the energy, they garner the experience to be able to lead when tomorrow you are not there?
Okay.
What are you doing?
My main message, Kakra, we say hi, Sammy. This is Young from Cass City. What type of respect did they want from the youth? The respect they gave with the youth is what we are reciprocating to them, because respect is reciprocal. Bad elders. It's a good evening, Sammy. I have listened to this man, K.T. Hammond, for about 3 to 4 times during interview, and the picture above summarized all that you need to know about him. He needs CBT. What is CBT? Lawrence Enedui Abre. Well, say, good evening, Mr. Host. It's really shameful for anyone to label Ghanaian youth as coconut head. Look at K.T. Hammond's head like Akpenato. So I want to ask, where are his own children included? Question will be, I would say, instead of them fixing the problem in this country, rather focusing on things that are not necessary. Does he think we, the youth, are praise singers like him and his old cargoes? Nanado is even lucky than rotten eggs and fruit were not thrown at him. Majid Filkutubabi Nade Abba. Sami K.T. Hammond is a disgraced MP who has no credibility. Forget him. We see, if we have old men nearing their graves and are in the hands of governance, then we have a long way to go. Look at the Tibon Koso MP Katie Hammond. Apu Ghana, let's be serious. We say, Sammy, good evening. Please, how do you say your hair is like cocoa nut in Ebe? FS from Machimotana de Aba. Yeah. Mekacho, of course, me best idea out of Mekano Iguamo. The one tier, which I Meka. We say, good evening, Sammy. The youth are capable and ready to handle the affairs of any office if given the opportunity. Sami Awuku at NLA, Dr. Okuboy at NHIS, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, Felix of Osukwache, and many more are examples of the youth who have proven. Yet, these great-grandparents occupy are occupying offices, keeping telling us to go into entrepreneurship, yet they are milking the available resources. Let the retirees go. Look at Katie Hammond talking about respect. Does he even respect Ghanaians? He should shut that rotten mouth of his. An elder who doesn't respect himself shouldn't ask for respect either. And what Katie Hammond said is exactly how the MPP government see we, the Ghanaian youth. That's why they have made this country a place of hopelessness for the youth, for we the youth. We must rise and teach these mindless and visionless old men, Majid Kotubabi and Odifiraba. Let's check history. All governments that came who believe in the youth, we saw what they did for this country. So Katie Hammond telling us this is just how the government sees as the youth of this country. That's why they have made our lives difficult and unbearable. Majid Kotubabi no Nwadeapa. But see, Mr. Katie Hammond need to be talked to. I don't think the youth in this region, are listening to this, because this show clearly that he don't respect them. Emmanuel Kwega and Edwe Free Abba. Godwin. You have what it takes?
Sammy, I mean, you have your phone in me war. They are a sing crampoa, and they are the Mampini Kuramamia, Metimidi. Nadia, a high and kakra any the kind of constitutional. Yawa, you say, undi 40 years, untimi and Yamampeni, and yes, Anka Katie on Hammond Kakande, when who somebody within the age of maybe 20 to 30 maybe where di Mampeni paya, yedi na memu ebe compare this incompetent old man. Nanka we who say, mebununu ewo, and now we are more competent than Omoa. On no friend who say penny. Unto the issue ni say, Katie Hammond say a case, name mu ya din ye case, ye kobisa den ye bisa, ye kobisa penny, anameboa.
Yeah, the kobisa brewa.
But Katie Hammond refi say, Oya abofra na sorry, where Jimmy a? Unim say Jimmy Fonsu ni. Unto so unim sa?
Sure.
Say Jimmy Fonsu ni. Ti say oya akola no na where Jimmy a? Udu Jimmy etimi ye den enyi. Ti enye penyi bia na nyansa ye den eso no. Do you get me? Ti ye ka say ye kobisa abrewa, enya abrewa bia na ye kobisa no. Ye kobisa abrewa nyansafo. Because merewa no sorry. E Jimmy Fonsu ye den ewum. Sa na mpenyi Fonsu na Jimmy Fonsu ye den ewum. Nti Katie Hammond on bisa no se mra no ya akola no. No ka Jimmy fo no. Anasa no ka nyansafo no. But what you any commenter or sorry or the Jimmy and any because Hunto Katie Hammond when you're the first time I'll make it this sweeping comment. So you're aware. Go checking the history in terms of parliament and this unmatured and unnecessary comments. Mribia nebeba ne ho ne fiba. And a journalist phone who say okasa on calculate. Okasa nyansa nim. Nti eba nsem bi sa then they will push him to the wall. Now are committing no. Intonusu nyintu mu say ye wo panyin kwasia said ye wa akola kwasia no nti anya mpanyifo ni na nyansa ye de eso. That's the first thing that we take into consideration. 2, Sammy, obi abaka kire say Ghana mebunu bia any what it takes to lead bia no na sa nipa koro no ese se yakohwehwe na adwenim na se keti yamo ehu se enye MPP fo nko na nyansa eso won but de wo kasa ni pese o kire yen se unye mebunu a wo MPP mu a ene na unni nyansa. And I will tell you why. Because enye sa na keti yamo pese o kire me ne wo dia na keti yamo pese o kire yen se MPP delegates omokoto abama JFK because they describe the secretary of MPP as youthful. Because over 39 years. And they say opposite kire yen se delegates omokoto abama the youthful secretary no omoto abama Jimmy for in quote. So I hope you are getting me because enye pass opposite kire yen se MPP youth the omo nyansa. But aside that, no, the other youth ni na any nyansa dia. And na secretary of the MPP wa to abama no, or your youth into no so nyansa oni bia na. 2, the national secretary na bi. Obedi national youth organizer. No one the 30s me. I hope you are aware. But Oketi Hammond, such a youthful man, controlled you as a youth organizer. Anameboa. Emma wo bonse man party ni bonse man ena ne wa graduate fi youth e di akoda ade organizer nti se ogina na bi tum as youth dia oboso chese na bi nso Jimmy eso nana me bisa questions so do you get me? The next point kwhwe MPP appointment omo ye after elections into their party hierarchy. About 70 or 80% of one or more appointed one in an mebunu. Director of international relations. This guy, I forgot. Amanyosem, onye youth. Ni deputy, Nana Asafojeyi. Oyemi brother. We were all born and bred in Akusumu. Oyemi age mate. I'm even older than him month. Ya won somewhere July, August. And ya won January. Inti yadi the whole of Amanone aside Ghana ashe mimi age mate inside youth no opeso kire yen say party mpanyifo na wotena ase approve sankrofo no omo approve won omo ni nyansa yesi bi otena fie man pe enkola we nanka no
openi otena fie
man enkola ewe nanka no yebu nanka we for yede oka ho bi nti mpanyifo na omo tena ase because him say within the age no obey member of the elders of the party. The one who tena susu who dwene ho say most of our appointees in any youth no. Say one who appointed one no any nyansa dia. And then also our appointed the only nyansa no so oh yeah. I don't know if you are getting me. Yes. Because who nyansa na say who appointed obi a who appointed obi of your kind. So try and say the youth of the country no doesn't have what it takes. Then in a party ni who yentia. Appointment ni na almost ni na youth. Then a party ni who yentia. To abama a youthful secretary. Oman continue with John Wedu. Then a party ni who yentia. What to abama na be as youth organizer and they are some organizer. Because the party for a GDA say this is the time for the youth. The youth know one answer. The youth can do better than ono aged man or two ono. Anything a man to about man paying for. And he needs to reflect on that. Kasa a cheap, but only a penny of your age. Maybe be an maybe your car, you know, odika, but then yes, India near can obey. And I'm a boy. Yes, India near can obey. Say, we don't have what it takes. Let me give you history a little. Emra, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Beye, first Obey Prime Minister. no what the age of, I think no when the 40s me. He was born 1909 and obedi prime minister 1952. And then later obey the substantive president. Go and check the age. Emra Rollins, a year in the first school, or the baby, or Amanyosem, no, you're youthful. And son, 1992, Oba Beye president on the ticket of
Kwame Nkrumah was 43 then.
43 then, yes. And at the length, UN definition of a youth, AC 45. I stand to be corrected, but that's what I was told. Rollins baby president. Rollins was born in 1947 and Obedi president in 1992. Do you know around 35? Check. Rollins no you know not on deserve it. Rollins a member far better than there and ne
Rollins was born on
1947, sorry.
Okay. No be president 1945.
No,
1947.
Yeah, 1947. No be president. Let's say 1992. Let's leave the coup era. But Obey elected
was 45.
45. Okay. So you see, into mama that two scenario. And then uba NDC moa. My national communication officer, lawyer Sami Jenfi, who in the MPP up to a neck, pe obia, obetimia match Sami when it comes to communication. Sami bedi communication officer for NDC no one in the 20s me. After no one in early 30s me. Inso upon omunpenyi for mu MPP ni na. Yeti ya mo trese, who ye penyi di automatically who nyansa no. Yadi adenta former MP friend is saying. They be former MP.
Sorogo.
They be adenta.
Ashmo, is it Ashmo?
They be I'm former director of communication.
Yeah, lawyer Asamoah. Boabin. With Boabin's age, you know, did they even come close to Sami Jenfi in terms of communication? Or back close? And then you know, older than Sami Jenfi, but still on back close to Sami Jenfi. But Ayagba is doing well.
Doing what well? Doing what well? The first press conference or or we are Metro TV. Such a disgraceful personnel. Well, because you piano. You say you're more director and you cannot go press conference. You reason before you do press conference, and that is what Sami Jenfi does. And the MPP will know be to match Sami Jenfi. Extra will say the youth can lead. The problem is when you phone my inquiry.
I didn't know someone named
No, because you see, on what a chiri adiana bomb said that Katie Yamokano. Okay, I want it. Or some more person, but your mamma came among yet. You see, reasoning. You see, a person who answers your BS in a name. African mentality. When you are obedience in a name. But Anka, with your age, by this time, what you and your council of elder and can sing. Look, ask for experience there. It is built with time. All parliament, you know, young one parliamentarian. And I'm a boy. Or now for number of years and son of build the experience. Into mam mebunu bia kwenya no build it up for some years obey experience, you know. Sami one.
The question is
see Adam Agbana.
What cite a lot of examples. Young man says na we babunu. So we babuni. We need KTM on a contest for MP. Do you think say a mebunu no work once more dear to me? Would they leave KTM on and vote for you?
No, everything being equal. See any na a horizontal ladder so me will GD say you to never to abama me.
GD say you to not to abama.
No, me better the
Sorry to interrupt. There are classic examples. Some judge.
LA can say.
It no, but
it means that a time.
You see, Samiana make us say, see any na a horizontal ladder so maybe tin. I mean, show the said a Gina host is see, I mean, the KTM Eco Gina. The possibility of winning me aside because ladder need say, and your horizontal. One, or you're extremely richer than me. Into obeti me disca afim. Because won create a juma ma youth ni ma yenya sika intinu. Money has become a way of influencing people.
Because
bank youth phone now.
Besides our question, no. Ghana for youth, ordinary Ghanaian youth voter or vote to join say, Otu abama babuna, afino obe shabra basintino, obe sika, afino de kusida, and tia pomo mabo brother. And then you came. Ya to tia and say file posters, ye koya rallia, na yakobo canopy na ye bubo stage.
Mammy Bissas, in more sophomore.
Senior Minister, former Senior Minister.
Imbrawabo, im score. So, a baby, you often as what? Senior Minister.
And so, this way, President advisor, presidential advisor.
One biscuit.
That's the mentality of Ghana.
Sami, a buy way and an anado. Se canin and Casadrin in the youth ni more. Say, you know about car say, my bomb brother, then. What about diffuses are there? So Ghanaian youth don't have that in the mind again. Sami, me answer your question. Share. And the KTM will be MP for 4 terms, right? Inti say TBR, KTM was kaseme. And then maybe be nye jumanye. Inti there was that tendency say, oh man 100, 200, 300 and no be beyond the best son adwene. But definitely the best say e be adwene. Do you get me? But semi me was sikana KTM a war. And I said KTM a war me level me work as sika
in terms of financial.
Yes, now you know the same ladder. Everything equal. There is nowhere maybe to Obama papa we. Obi and to Obama no. Because ni kase mu ni na kire say the one kasa obi za no. For 4 terms then away. Metima bobo niema MPs outside Accra then away. The only thing na odija adanse asokwafo any enimguase odigu ni constituency. The only thing that odija won say or catch any mebunu no moto santina ma ekoto aba e man the say they don't reason, they can't think, they don't have the capacity. That is what the kind of insulter or the man mebunu no one constituency. Ebaya me ya pa say so somebody jina biom no mpo wanyina mpo a MPP for ideology against the youth. And yes anka over 12 hours ni nka when your MPP penyi bia or rebuke no. But there is nobody to rebuke him because no sami unim assembly ba no bi entimi nka. Sorry for me to say ye pe obakasoya kwasia near the assembly national no na waye dey na waka. So he was the only person available. And omodia mano and na waka. So who are you to go and rebuke him? Nti ayo mo ankasa omo modus operandi. Nti am found the obegina adanse asokwa se wanko a
because
ayo bu MPP phone any youth
me share the video no question be say so or should afraid media
yes
because my one camera it was press over cameras more than 5
on one afraid tu akaso
so ofre
mumra na menkan kwasa 70 Ghana youth. Yes,
mumra minimum atem.
Yes, I say me watem didie magana mebunu. But mo na mo betimi dia papa ya tintino.
I mean can message the way I sika so say brother these people are the same Akufo-Addo used in opposition to demonstrate against Mahama former president teachers okay my account message we ababiem. We say good evening to my cherished co-youth. I say I'm Salam Inusa. But say personally I don't blame KT Yamon. He's just showing clear pictures of how MPP government made up of OT takes Ghanaian youth for. We Ghanaian youth have nothing to tell KT Yamon because it's our foolishness that has led him to where he is now. We are not going to insult him because we are not like him. Thank you. Same, the old man, such as a Greek minister who said plantain is being sold for 2 Ghana cedis, shows he is tired and should go on retirement. The president said he was misled on the energy deal. The health minister said he wasn't thinking right. He wasn't thinking right. Hey, Ghana. He wasn't thinking right. Presidential senior advisor Safo Mafu comment about Aisha 1 shows he's not capable All these old men have proven that they can't handle the affairs of this country. Hence, we need a fresh mind and ideas. Foster Flexi, and if you could follow that, I'm trying hard not to write what's on my mind after listening to KT Hammond's distasteful comment about this. On a day like this, I recall an inscription on a taxi I saw recently. It reads, "Fools grow old too. Good night." Yenya a max light and different mandaba. Or say if a kid can be stood as king and lead, then the youth can also do same. Instead of them solving the problem of this nation, they are saying different things as well. Now that the youth are no more silenced and proving that they have incompetent leader now that they're saying we should come down. Or say now Moses is going to the mountains since they forgot to come to us. Sammy, I must say from a fearman, or say it was said, "Se abofrahu nensa hohra, one impenyufo edidi." So better leave that old man Katie Akunwa, least I said about him, but say greetings to my brother Ohene Nana Kwame Osei. Say good evening, Sammy. We have suffered a lot as youth in Ghana. Despite this, the youth are still fighting for Mother Ghana. Communication members in MPP should learn how to talk when on air. The youth are ready to serve. This MPP government has failed us. I like the way Godwin is delivering. From Aqua Set Asari, Nadiwe. Good evening, Hunto. Nice apparel. So of late, you wear the smoke accordingly. That's it. Or see, respect is reciprocal. Respect is earned. Look at the list of aged men in this current government. Let's compare them to the government of France. We will see the difference. KT Hammond should bow his hair palm. Colonel should bow his head palm, Colonel head in shame. The aged are afraid of the youth because they have realized the youth are discerning, learned, and capable of doing the impossible in government. They fear to be exposed of their ineptitudes and corrupt way and super incompetence, so are always painting the youth of today black to devoid them of leadership. We, the youth, has shown commitment to lead, so the old men should start thinking pension and death later. Good evening, Mr. Same. Please, I want to let KT Hammond, know that not everyone with gray hair is wise. If, because of his gray hair, makes him to be a wise person, then you should forget. Same, I like this guy more than KT Hammond because he's making sense than what KT Hammond said. Young from Car City, and the Efre Abba. Okay.